Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. Let's drink some whiskey. And today, the whiskey that I'm going to be trying and reviewing is going to be Green River, the Full Proof. Now, this is going to be pretty good. I'm excited about this. So, Green River, if you haven't watched the other video I've done, I did a review on the rye about 5 months ago, I think, back in May or something like that. This is the Full Proof. I think it came out around a month ago. I have not tried it yet, but I've heard good things. It is about $49.99. It's 118.1 proof. The batches are different from batch to batch. What else is there? I think it's a blend of like 4 to 6 year whiskey. So while I pour this, I'll also tell you a little bit about this, or more about it. So, if I can find the peel tab, the Green River brand was one that's been around for a while. In 1885, Green River was founded, and just made some good whiskey. But around the time Prohibition happened, in 1918, I got some of my notes on this teleprompter thing. So in 1880, a fire broke out that caused them to lose a good amount of barrel stock. And that was only about a year from when Prohibition started. So it pushed them back quite a lot. And then Prohibition hit. No one really had any idea if bourbon was going to make a comeback. So there was really no reason to invest in whiskey. Its future was unknown. However, luckily Prohibition did end. And in 1933, Green River was rebuilt, continued producing until 1993, where they were mothballed. And then in 2014, they were purchased. And then a few years later, in 2016, they were releasing whiskey under the O.Z. Tyler brand. And that was a TerraPure process. Fast forward to 2020, again, they released whiskey under the old name Green River. So that's the history, right? That's the history of Green River. But this episode is specifically about the Full Proof. And for $49.99, it's got really good. It's got a lot going for it. For $49.99, it's got a lot going for it. It'll be exciting to see. It does have to compete with a few heavy hitters. 1792 Full Proof, Turkey comes to mind for the rare breed. But on the nose, it's kind of sponge cake and cream. A little bit of hay, maybe corn dust. The taste is rich. Whoa, that's different. It kind of leaves you with it just makes your mouth very moist. It's very grapey on the end, which is surprising. Second sip. Yeah, man, it's got like a fruit, like a raisin, grape, maybe raisin. It's slightly dry. And then a oak spice throughout the whole thing. A nice wave of flavors. This is pretty good. This is really good. And for $49.99, this is a very diverse palette that, man, this could be used in a lot of good things. Old fashions. It's a flavor profile for me that is not similar to current legacy brands. Like, this is pretty different, but it's kind of weird. It's like a weird Buffalo Trace mixed with a Heaven Hill or something. It's fantastic. Final thoughts on the Green River. Man, I think you should pick it up for $49.99, especially if you're someone that likes the higher proof classic bourbons like a rare breed. This is probably up your alley. For the price and for the proof, I know it is. It all just comes down to your personal taste. But I think it's worth a pickup. It is really good. So that's going to do this episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.